Hello, my name is Richard Anthony Marca, and this is the second project for EGR425. As you can see, the two lights for the VCNL 4040 and the SHT40 are on. And if you see the output from the Adreno, if I could get this to focus, you could see on the top, it has the low and the high. And if we click on this, changes to Celsius as well. Change back to Fahrenheit. Now, if I click here, it's to change the zip code. So I'll put this to Riverside. And here you could see the local readout for the temperature and humidity. And if I press here, changes to Celsius. And here's a better look at the sensor. So Fahrenheit to Celsius with the humidity. Sorry for the overlap there. It just says press button to return. That's the return. Timestamp there. There's a fridge here, so if I open this fridge, put it in there. Now if I go to, the temperature's dropping a lot. So now it's at 68, 65, and if I just leave that in there in an angle where you can see, close this for a second. It's dropping significantly because it's inside of a fridge. So, and once I take it out, the temperature is going to start to rise with the timestamp adjusting as well. So it's warming up from 59, 62, 66, even the humidity has gone up. Well, the humidity was high because it was inside the refrigerator, but now that it's out of the refrigerator, yeah, and in on carpet, it is going to go down because it's not 60% humidity in here. And that is it functioning there. If I go back, this is this button here. Function at turning off because of proximity. And let me do something real fast. This to try to generate extra light. And that is it. And here's the code that I've created with my partner. As you can see, we have all the files that have been included with my own edits of my own API key, my own Wi-Fi network name and Wi-Fi password. We have this flag to check if it is going to be in Fahrenheit or Celsius. These time variables, so it is able to update at a given time. I reduced mine. It was the shared file was at 10,000, but I felt that was too long, so I did like 1,000. These are the LCD variables. This is for the proximity feature that we had to add. This is for the brightness feature. Here is for the Wi-Fi and the client, the initial sync, the starting zip code, the pins for the I2C, so 32 and 33, the VCNL 4040, and the SHT40. And here are the VCNL 4040 values of current proximity, current ambient, current white. And for the SHT40, we have the current temperature, the current humidity, the last temperature, and last humidity. We have these as insane numbers. So it knows that it's going to have to update. And here are more addresses for the VCNL and the SHT. Our setup class where we connect to the Wi-Fi, which is the same as before. The loop has been upgraded to get the VCNL data with the last sensor read times. So if button A is pressed, it changes from Fahrenheit to not Fahrenheit. If B is pressed, it does the zip code screen. And if C is pressed, it does the draw temperature humidity screen. And this is more the Wi-Fi stuff that we did before with the AM and PM to make sure it doesn't show military time. It does AM and PM. That's why it shows how late it was on the timestamp. And if we go down here, this is the icon. So it's a clear day outside. That's why I had to circle because it's clear night technically. I mean, as of recording this, it's technically day. Here's the draw weather display, which is roughly the same as the previous one. The current temperature. This is more for the last project. More stuff of the last project. Edit zip code was from the last project. But if we go down to initiate sensors, this stuff is new. So we initiate our sensors for proximity, ambient light, and raw white light. So once those are initialized, we get the proximity from the read write in this include folder, which is going to have our extra files like the phase 1 weather bitmap images, the read write C++ file, and the read write H file. And back to this main file, we have to get the data for the VCNL and for the SHT for the temperature and humidity. And this is for the new screen where we get local sensor readings for both temperature and humidity. And it makes sure it updates every time. Here is the function to update the temperature humidity if button A is pressed to make sure it could change from Fahrenheit to Celsius. And this is for it to update, so it's live, Fahrenheit and Celsius, where it's able to switch back and forth, AM, PM, to make sure it meets that requirement. The temperature and humidity, and this overlapping text of press button C to return. And here is where it does the proximity, where if it is too close, it turns off. And if it's not too close, or if nothing's obstructing it, it stays on. And this is the brightness adjust method. And that is it for this video. Thank you for watching.